Three brands, one rivalry, Adidas, Puma, and Nike. Their feud split a family, divided a town, and even fueled tensions in World War II. Today, their war isn't fought with weapons, but with sneakers on streets, courts, and stadiums worldwide. Athletes become legends the moment they lace up. This is the true story of the sneaker wars. The year is 1920. In a small Bavarian town called Herzogenaurach, two brothers, Adolf and Rudolf Dassler, work side by side in their mother's laundry room. Adolf, quiet, meticulous, obsessed with design, crafts shoes by hand, experimenting with spikes and lightweight materials. Rudolf, outgoing, persuasive, ambitious, sells them to athletes and builds relationships. Together, they are unstoppable. Together, they are the Dassler brothers' shoe factory. By the 1930s, their handmade sports shoes were winning attention across Germany. Their big break comes in 1936 at the Berlin Olympics, when Adolf Dassler convinces Jesse Owens, the African-American sprinter, to wear his spikes. In front of Adolf Hitler, Owens defies both expectations and propaganda, winning 4 gold medals, and on his feet, Dassler shoes. Overnight, the brothers become legends in sportswear. Their small-town workshop suddenly has a global reputation. But as history has often shown, wars test not only nations but families. When World War II erupts, both brothers are swept into the politics of the time. Their factory is repurposed to produce military equipment. Tensions, already simmering beneath the surface, intensify under the weight of suspicion, bombings, and survival. Family quarrels grow into something darker. Trust fades. A war ends, but the Dassler partnership does not survive it. In 1948, the bond between brothers was shattered for good. Adolf Dassler walks away to form Adidas. Across the river, Rudolf Dassler launches Puma. Herzogenaurach, once united by their shared dream, is torn apart. The town splits in two, Adidas loyalists on one side, Puma supporters on the other. Even marriages and friendships are tested by which shoes people wear. Shops refuse to sell one brand if they're aligned with the other. Herzogenaurach becomes known as the town of bent necks, because people glance at each other's feet before deciding whether to speak. What began as a family feud has now ignited a corporate war. The 1950s and 60s turned into the battleground years. Both Adidas and Puma fight for dominance through sports. Adidas gains momentum with strategic moves, supplying entire teams, creating standardized kits, and innovating in boot design. In the 1954 World Cup final, West Germany faced the mighty Hungarian team. Rain pours, the field turns to mud, but the Germans are prepared. Their secret weapon? Adidas boots with removable screw-in studs. Adjusted at halftime to handle the slippery pitch, West Germany wins, shocking the world. The victory not only lifts a nation still recovering from war, it cements Adidas as the global leader in football. But Puma is not far behind. Rudolf Dassler knows he cannot win with teams, so he focuses on individuals. Star athletes become his battlefield. In 1970, the world watched Pelé, the greatest footballer alive, play in his final World Cup. Just before kickoff, Pelé bends down to tie his Puma boots right in front of the cameras. It is the most famous product placement in sports history. Puma, the underdog, steals the spotlight from Adidas with one simple knock. The rivalry grows even more personal, even more ruthless. Yet as the Dassler brothers rage against each other, from their factories across the river, a new challenger is rising, not from Germany, but from across the Atlantic. In Oregon, in the United States, a running coach named Bill Bowerman experiments with ways to give his athletes an edge. His partner, Phil Knight, sells shoes out of the trunk of his car. Their company is called Blue Ribbon Sports, but soon it takes on a new name, Nike. At first, Nike is small, scrappy, unnoticed by the giants of Herzogenaurach. But it has something neither Adidas nor Puma fully understands, a deep connection to American culture, to marketing, and to innovation. Bowerman pours rubber into his wife's waffle iron, creating a sole with grip and bounce unlike anything before. The waffle trainer becomes a sensation. Meanwhile, Nike leans into storytelling, not just performance. Where Adidas sells tradition and Puma sells personality, Nike begins selling dreams. The turning point came in 1984. A rookie basketball player named Michael Jordan signs with Nike after Adidas and Puma hesitate. Nike designs the Air Jordan, a bold black and red sneaker that the NBA immediately bans for breaking uniform rules. Nike seizes the moment, running ads proclaiming the NBA can't stop you from wearing them. Overnight, the Air Jordan became a cultural phenomenon. Sneakers are no longer just for sports. They are fashion, rebellion, and identity. Nike rewrites the rules of the game. From then on, the sneaker war is no longer just Adidas versus Puma. It is Adidas, Puma, and Nike in a global clash. Adidas tries to reclaim ground with innovation and partnerships. Puma keeps striking with cultural icons. But Nike begins to dominate, powered by iconic campaigns and slogans. In 1988, 3 simple words changed everything. Just do it. It is more than a slogan, it is a movement. Still, the war is not without twists. Adidas, after struggling through the 1980s, rose again in the 2000s with bold strategies. It acquired Reebok, strengthened its global reach, and embraces street culture. Hip-hop group Run DMC turns the Adidas superstar into a symbol of style, performing My Adidas to sold-out crowds. The 3 stripes become as much about music and identity as they are about sport. Puma too reinvents itself. Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, chooses Puma. Rihanna, one of the world's biggest pop stars, designs for Puma, turning it into a fashion powerhouse. The underdog thrives by being different, by moving faster than the giants can react. Nike, meanwhile, continues to push boundaries. It dominates basketball with Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. It rules tennis with Serena and Federer. It captures golf with Tiger Woods. Every sport becomes a Nike stage. Beyond athletes, it dives into technology. Self-lacing shoes, apps, data-driven design. Nike becomes not just a brand, but a symbol of modern culture. And yet, beneath all the billions, beneath all the campaigns and innovations, the soul of this story remains in Herzogenaurach. The Dassler brothers never reconciled. They lived their lives on opposite sides of the river, opposite sides of the town, and were buried in the same cemetery, far apart. So even in death, they would not rest close together. But their feud built an industry that changed the world. Without their rivalry, there would be no sneaker culture as we know it. Today, when you walk down any street, you see the legacy of 3 rival empires written on people's feet. Sneakers have become more than shoes. They are identity. They are culture. They are history, stitched into leather and woven into mesh. Adidas carries the weight of heritage. Puma thrives on rebellion and style. Nike rules with innovation and storytelling. 3 names, 3 visions, 1 endless rivalry. So the next time you lace up your sneakers, think of Jesse Owens defying Hitler in 1936. Think of Pelé tying his Pumas under the world's gaze in 1970. Think of Michael Jordan flying through the air in his banned Nikes. Think of Run DMC raising their Adidas to the sky. Think of Usain Bolt striking lightning in gold Puma spikes. Because these are not just shoes. They are footsteps of history. They are rivalries stitched into fabric, ambition pressed into rubber, dreams carried on laces. Adidas, Puma, Nike. 3 stories, 1 war without end. And as long as there are fields to play on, courts to conquer, and streets to walk with pride, their rivalry will never die. For videos like this, like and subscribe to History of Hero. What if I told you the richest man in history didn't invent anything, didn't strike oil with his own hands, and didn't live like the kings of his era? Yet, he built an empire so powerful that even the US government had to break it apart. What if I told you this man carried rolls of shiny dimes in his pocket, handing them to children, while quietly controlling almost every drop of oil in America? This isn't just the story of money. It's the story of discipline, scandal, and power. Rockefeller, the Billionaire Secrets.